Okay, I'm back. Oh, and I'm forgetting this already again. It's like I'm new. Oh my gosh. Cluster. Okay, crisis averted. Okay, so I do not plan on doing 2 videos a day, but because we are headed out of town and I'm not sure what kind of reception I'm going to get as far as like actually doing a Facebook Live and staying connected, I want to go ahead and do tips and tricks number 2 while I am still home and I have my Wi-Fi and I know what's going on. So in video number 1, I talked about not being so open about what it is that you do, not having Thrive plastered all over your social media, and not attacking people about Thrive when you reach out to them. Video 1 was all about making a genuine connection with people so that you could start conversations that would then lead into curiosity about what you do. So what we're going to talk about in video 2 is how the heck do you create this curiosity? What are you going to talk about, right? So as I mentioned previously, there once was a time that the more likes that you got on Facebook, you were deemed not special. You were deemed, I guess, popular. And so Facebook felt like if you were getting tons of likes, people must have really wanted to see your stuff. As Facebook is moving more and more into the direction of video, which we discussed on yesterday's video, it's becoming more about the comments that you get. If somebody gets 3 or more comments, that bumps their post up into the priority. If the comments are on a video, it really bumps it up. And if the comments are on a live video, it shoots it to the top, which means it's going to get tons of airplay, if you will, on people's news feeds. So when you are posting on Facebook, and I think this goes without saying, but if you're using social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever it is, if you're using it for business, well, if you are in business, you're using it for business because no matter what you're doing, it's out there. Sometimes people even say, yeah, but I'm not friend, I have a separate account. And if you have a separate account and it's under a completely different name and there's only like 10 people on there and that's where you do like your, funny stuff or whatever, that's fine. But if you are like most people, you've got an account. So you have to be aware that everything that you're posting reflects back on you as a human, which then in turn will affect your business. So one of the reasons that you want to think about what you're posting is, or what you're sharing, like, why are we not putting Thrive all over our profile? Well, because if somebody hops on and says, oh, she's a Thriver, or oh, this is the stuff she's using, now you've opened it up for every person who is a Thrive promoter out there. You've also now opened the doors wide for Amazon. So instead of creating an atmosphere where someone is like, hey, what is she doing? I need to talk to her, where you actually get to talk to the person, get their account set up, walk them through the process, do the 3-way call, all that good stuff. They become your customer. If you just say on there, I take Thrive and I feel great, or this is my 1, 2, 3, and if you're just out there with that, people are going to just Google Thrive. 2 things are going to happen. Either 1, they're going to find all of the negative Thrive reviews out there, and they're out there, you guys. There's other companies that sell products that compete with Thrive, so trust me, there's other people bashing your product. They're going to find other products that are similar to Thrive that might be less expensive, so they might go a different route. But one of the biggest things that's probably going to happen is that they're going to Google it and they're going to find it on Amazon and they're going to buy it because it's probably going to be cheaper on Amazon. Yes, you and I know it's probably set in someone's garage, it might be expired, yada, 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 but they don't care because they have not had a conversation with somebody about it. So that's one of the reasons I don't want you, or the reason I think it's better to not have Thrive all over your social media profile. Again, like I said, I am not an expert. This is just things I've picked up, changes that I have made and have seen success. If it feels right for you, go for it. If it doesn't, I get you, totally get you. But so let's say we have set up our profile now. We are back to just being us, all the different levels and dimensions of us, whether you're a business owner, a parent, a grandparent, maybe you're passionate about a sport, maybe you're passionate about a craft. You are now setting up your profile to really represent all parts of you, not just that, oh, she's just a Thrive girl, right? So now we have to create what is known as content. And no matter who you are or what you do, as soon as you click post, you have just shared content. Your content can either be verbiage, your content can be photos, it can be videos, you could share other people's content. But again, we want your content to go out to your friends and family, your people. So number 1, live video is the winner. Number 2, video. 3, graphics. 4, verbiage. 5, when you share someone else's content. Facebook wants it to be you, about you, sharing you. So what you want to focus on when you're sharing content is creating curiosity. But let's be more specific. We want to create curiosity from our ideal customer. Now, I know, and you know, everybody can use Thrive. Thrive is good for everybody. But if you were just out there waving your Thrive flags all over the place, no one feels special. No one thinks there's anything great about it for them. And so they're just going to think it's like everything else that's on the market. So what I like to teach people, what I like to teach my team is you need to identify your ideal customer. Who is it that you want your post to grab that attention, that curiosity? Who is it that you're looking for? In my case, yes, I will sell Thrive to anybody under the sun. But ideally, I want to connect with someone who is probably in their, middle-aged, someone who has a full-time job and or has children, because that is a full-time job. I am typically talking to females because that's what I am and that's what my experience is, but I don't exclude males by any means. But I just know that that's kind of my ideal person. So we actually did an example at a live training that we did a couple weeks ago. So I'm just going to cheat and use these examples because it's easier, and plus no one's in here to talk to me except me. So let's say your ideal client is a busy mom. I want you to take out a piece of paper and I want you to write pain on one side and pleasure on the other. Psychology has stated over and over and over that humans only take action for 2 reasons. One is to get closer to pleasure, and one is to get further away from pain. And if you think about that, everything you do does that. You brush your teeth at night to keep from getting cavities, right? You eat breakfast in the morning because it feels good on your belly. You go for a run because you get the endorphins. You will go for a run maybe if you don't want to. Maybe you've got a doctor telling you you've got to be more active. So you're always doing something for pain or pleasure. And so if you've got this piece of paper and up at the top you've written down your ideal client, like I said, in this example for me, I'm going to say a busy mom. And then what are some of the pains of being a mom? Not having enough time, not being able to eat all the fun food that their kids eat without gaining weight. One of the examples, which I thought at first was going to be hard, but we worked through it, was stepping on Legos. If you are a parent or a grandparent or you have babysat, you have most likely stepped on a Lego, and there is no such pain. So those are some of the pains of being a busy, I think one of the promoters actually said not being able to eat ice cream was, oh no, that was a pleasure. One of the pleasures of being a mom was getting to eat ice cream once her kids went to bed. One of the pleasures of being a mom was getting to spend time with your kids. So anyway, it could go on and on and on. And I want you to go on and on and on in your head. I want you to brain dump and think about all the things that are a pain, or a pain that your client would be trying to avoid, or a pleasure that they would be seeking. So, for example, and I actually did this in real life just a few days after training, so I can tell you exactly how this worked. One of the pleasures was that a mom might want to have ice cream after her kids go to bed, but also connected to that was she doesn't want to gain weight because ice cream is not good for us. So one of the ideas that I had talked about is if you wanted to attract a busy mom with a sweet tooth who was also health conscious, you could share an ice cream recipe that was protein based, that was healthy. Obviously, we're going to make it with Thrive Lifestyle Mix because we're Thrive promoters, but we're not going to talk about that in the exact post. So what I did was I found a great free graphic. Excuse me. All you have to do is hop on Google, or at least I hop on Google. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. I typed in chocolate ice cream. I clicked the image button. Sorry. Clicked the image button and I scrolled through till I found what appeared to be homemade ice cream. Okie dokie, sorry. So I saved that picture. So right there I had my picture to pull them in. What would have been better was if I had found a little video. Darn, I didn't do that. I should have taken my advice and found a video. But anyway, the next thing I did was I made a little snippet about, gosh, I wonder if I can find it. A little snippet about the fact that I had this great chocolate ice cream recipe that wasn't going to throw people off of their goals, yada, yada, yada. It's high in protein. Oh, here, finally. Okay. So I said, some days you just want something sweet, but you don't want to need your pants. This little concoction is my favorite. Try it and you can thank me later. And then I hashtagged chocolate rules, and then I hashtagged my inner 5-year-old likes treats. And then I said, most importantly, recipe is in the comments. There's no Thrive. I wonder if you guys can see it. There's the picture. There's the verbiage. Nowhere, any place does it say Thrive. Nowhere, any place does it say Lifestyle Mix. Now, I got 30, shoot, I'm really struggling in this second video. I got 30 likes or loves. I got 5 shares. People shared that post. And then I got, 7 or 8 comments, which is good. The more comments you get, the more your post is going to come up. Now, the first comment, though, is mine, because the first comment is the recipe. And obviously, in that recipe, you're going to see that I have made that milkshake, or I'm sorry, that ice cream with Thrive Lifestyle Mix. That is where I call out Thrive Lifestyle Mix. That is where I want someone to say, I want that chocolate ice cream. I just saw her recipe. Okay, I've got the banana. I've got the cinnamon. Oh, I don't have this Lifestyle Mix. What is this? Where do I get this? Where do I buy it? I actually had people send me messages asking where you buy Lifestyle Mix. So it works. That works. That created curiosity. I didn't throw it up on people that, hey, you had to buy my Thrive. I just shared something you could do with Thrive or Lifestyle Mix, and they wanted to know where that came from. So right there, I've taken a pleasure, and actually in that one, we took a pleasure and a pain. We combined it. And we made a post that would attract our ideal customer and create curiosity, and we did wrap it around Thrive. But we didn't scream Thrive. I didn't say, try my Thrive ice cream, because again, you guys, if it's a commercial, scroll, scroll, scroll. We all do it. I have this thing in my brain that shuts off the second a commercial comes on the television or on the radio, or if I scroll on Facebook and I see a commercial. So try to think, so I know, that's what I was going to share with you. One of the pains was stepping on a Lego. And somebody was like, how are you going to make that Thrive-based? Well, you're not. Not everything has to be Thrive-based to make you someone important to them. My suggestion was that you go on Pinterest or Google and you search Lego storage ideas or Lego storage options. And trust me, if you go to Pinterest and type that in, you'll find 1,000,001 moms who have come up with these great ways. And you could just share a picture of maybe somebody making the ouch face, or you could show with the foot getting ready to step on a Lego. Again, graphics are free all over the internet. Copy, paste, done, it's yours. And then you could just say, hey, busy moms, so in my case, I don't have children, but I could say, oh my gosh, I was babysitting. I finally did it. I did what I hear all your moms talk about. I stepped on the Lego. I immediately went and found better ways to keep track of these Legos. And I could just share the post, the information from the Pinterest. Now, I'm not going to share, this is a ding, 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 this is a big tip. Let's say I found a blog post where this woman has ideas of how to store Legos. I am not going to share that link in my post. My post is going to be about the fact that, oh my gosh, I feel where you're coming from. I stepped on the Lego. This sucks. I want to find a better way. And I found it. And I'm going to have that picture that kind of catches their attention, or a video of somebody stepping on a Lego. I'm sure there's a Seinfeld episode somewhere with that in it. My first comment in my post is going to be the link to the woman's blog post about that or whatever. I've just made myself a resource to busy moms. I've just identified with them. I just identified that pain with them. So now we're connecting. Even though I'm not a busy mom, I'm connecting with these busy moms. The reason I'm not putting the link in my post is because Facebook is a business, just like you're a business. You don't want people leaving your page. Facebook doesn't want people leaving Facebook. So if I say, check out these ideas for Lego storage, and I put the link right there in my post, that's encouraging people to click the post and leave Facebook. Well, Facebook doesn't want that, so it's not going to churn that up. However, if you put it down in the comments, then people are going to search, and I mean, I feel like there's going to be so many people who would comment on stepping on a Lego, because it happens. So do you see where I'm going with this? I'm not talking about Thrive, but I'm connecting with people. Sometimes I'm sneaking Thrive in, like I did in the chocolate ice cream, and sometimes I'm just connecting with who I know I want to talk to. There could be busy moms who never think to comment on anything I post because they know I just have dogs. But I have something in common with them in the fact that, I have nephews that I love, and I've stepped on their Legos before. So you want to attract that ideal customer. You're going to have more than one ideal customer. But if you keep your posts something that ideal customer is attracted to, and if you're offering them value, so for instance, if somebody tried my chocolate ice cream recipe and loved it, I bet they're going to start paying attention to when I post some stuff, whether it's a recipe or not. If someone, and you guys, when I get off here, I'm going to test drive the Lego. I want to see what happens. If someone, reads my Lego post and connects with me on that, they're like, they might think, she gave some really helpful tips last time. I did a live video one day where I talked about the devastation of my hard drive crashing, and from potentially losing all of my photos that I had saved on my computer, I found an app where it automatically copies all your pictures there. It's free. You can get to it anytime. I shared that on Facebook. I cannot even tell you how many people commented, how many people private messaged. And there were people who have never commented or messaged or, about anything before, because before I was way too Thrive related, but they were commenting on that. And you guys, when they comment on your post or they private message you, Facebook's like, let's connect them more often. And so that means you start showing up in their newsfeed and they start showing up in yours. So anytime you can be of value to people without making it about you and making it about selling something, and that's when you're going to become more trustworthy. And I hear it all the time. People are like, my family doesn't trust me. My friends don't trust me. I just wish they would trust me. Give them something to trust. Stop talking about my 1, 2, 3, my 1, 2, 3, my 1, 2, 3. You should try it. I've got a sale, blah, 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 blah. And start giving them, give them a picture into your world. Give them some value. Give them some tips and tricks. Give them things that you care about. You are all experts at something. I don't know what it is, but you're all experts at something. If you might be the mom who can pack a car for a weekend getaway and lickety split and have everything in there. How do you do it? What do you pack? What's essential to you? Share that. There's tons of busy moms who aren't real sure how to do that. You might be the mom who has mastered prepping for lunches. Other moms might want to hear that. You might be a hairdresser, and yes, you do it for a living, and yes, you want to stir up maybe some clientele, but maybe you could talk about the products that you love the most that keep your color lasting longer. Share that with the people want to know, and especially if you are a professional hairdresser, they're like, I'm paying attention to her. Maybe you're a fisherman. Maybe you can go to any lake anytime and you know exactly what lure to put out, exactly where to put in the water, and you can pull out fish. Share that. Attract other fishermen. Whatever it is you love, if you like to crochet, if you like to paint, if you like to run, if you like to sing in the choir, whatever you are passionate about, you're semi-expert about it. And, a lot of times people say, I'm not an expert about anything. I've got nothing to share. Read a book. Go read a book. Suck in someone's knowledge and then spit it back out. If you have 3 books listed on your challenge page, one of those books over the next few days is going to say something that's going to ding, ding, ding in your head. And if it dinged for you, it's going to ding for other people. And that's when you can hop on and do a Facebook Live and be like, you guys, I read this book. I'm not even done with it yet, but they talked about this and it meant so much. And I just started rethinking and blah, 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 whatever it is. Share that. And then in your comments, put a link to the book. Like, can they buy the book on Amazon? Is the book at the library? Whatever. Share that with people. Offer people value. Become someone that they trust. And then when the conversation turns into what you do, or they reach out to you one day and say, hey, I'm not feeling so great, that's when they're going to trust what you have to say more than, oh, hey, that's my cousin. She's tried 18 different diets and this is just her newest thing. Right? You've got to give them some value. So think of who it is you want to attract. Think of what it is that they would find pleasurable and what they would find painful. And try to make your post attracted to that information about that. The other thing I want to hit on really quick is promotions. When you are offering a promotion, do not post it openly on Facebook. And I am guilty of this. I did it for 2 solid years, you guys. I just in the last 6 weeks made this change. But all too often, I would get a message from someone. Maybe I've been talking to someone for 8 months, right? Or some of us, we've been talking to people for almost 2 years, almost 3 years. I would get a message. Maybe I would send them a current update or something. I went ahead and I purchased from my cousin, or I purchased from my friend's cousin at work, whatever. And you're like, what? I talked to you. I reached out to you. I sent you the 24-hour call. I had you on a 3-way call. I sent you a 3-day trial. Blah. You want to scream these things. But what happens is you've done all the legwork. You've connected them. You've taught them everything. And then you threw up one afternoon free shipping or free box of shakes. But somebody else threw up half off. Well, who wins? Half off person wins, right? So and you guys, I know, I've got their email first. Okay, let me give you the harsh reality of life. I can log on Yahoo right now and create myself 7 different emails. People will go for the bargain. They will go for the deal. I'm the same way. If I find something on sale at one store, I will walk right up to the counter and say, if you can't match this price, I'm going over here. So don't open up your promotions publicly on Facebook. Put them in private messages. Put them in text messages. Put them on the phone call. Just say, hey, now that we're on here talking about this, I want to let you know I am offering a free box of shakes. That's a $40 value. Whatever it is you want to tell them. But if you want to say on Facebook, hey, I'm having some sort of promotion, or I've got a deal for you, or I'm going to treat my customers this week, something like that, they get like, oh, I wonder what she's doing. Why, I saw this girl was doing half off. I wonder what she's doing. And honestly, when somebody does contact you and say, hey, I saw you were having a special that got, I'm interested. Sometimes I ask them, oh, have you seen other specials? Do you have any other friends that are running specials right now? Because I want to know, like, are they still going to be, and people are going to shop, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to make it so easy for them to shop. So if you're going to run a promotion, which I'm all for promotions, I think it's a great way to attract people to you, and B, who doesn't like a sale? But don't just throw it out there on Facebook, because people are going to shop you. If you are just laying it all out, then they're going to take advantage of it. So that's my second tip for this video. All right, so first thing we talked about, creating posts, creating content that cause curiosity for your ideal client. So yeah, it's a little bit of work. You're going to need a sheet of paper. You're going to need a pen. You're going to have to put your thinking cap on. If X is my ideal client, what are the pleasures and what are the pains? How can I connect to this person? And then you got to get creative. How can I make a post that will hit on this pleasure point? It might or might not be related to Thrive. What can I do? So rack your brains, but I'm telling you, the better you get at it, the easier it's going to get for you. Now, if you've listened to the introduction video, the first video, and now this video, I don't want you to have the impression that I am on Facebook or Instagram all day long, because I am not. What you need to do is be intentional with your time. When I sit down with my checklist and it says 3 reach outs, that's when I hop on my page, I find the 3 people, I connect, check, done, right? And then I say, okay, here's my master list of the pleasure points and the pain points. How can I attract how can I create this? I craft that up, I post it, and I move on. My biggest tip to you when you do a Facebook post is to share it and get off Facebook. Stop staring at it. Stop scrolling through it. That's not adding to your income by any means. I could sit here and scroll this little mouse all day long. That's not paying me a penny. So spend the time. I would rather you spend 5-10 minutes creating a post that's going to create curiosity, and then get off Facebook, versus sit here and scroll and scroll and scroll and be like, well, I'm waiting to see if somebody says they're not sleeping good. Nope, scrolling. Oh, nope. That's a waste of time. Be intentional with your time. Be intentional with what you're putting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that jazz. I promise you, if you treat it like a business, it's going to reward you like a business. So with that, I'm going to hop off here again. Like I said, I may or may not hop back on here tomorrow. I'm not sure with our cell reception where we're going to be, if I'll be able to actually do a Facebook Live, but I will check in at some point, at least by verbiage, to make sure you guys are hanging in there with your challenge. Same thing as always with this video. If you learned something that you didn't know, please comment so that people will see this video pop back up in the group and they'll say, oh, hey, so-and-so didn't know this, and now I didn't know that either, so I'm going to make sure I watch the video. And if you have something to share, if there's something that you've tried, I want you guys to share. I want this to be interactive. So thank you so much for listening to me yet again, and I will see you in a couple of days. Bye.